all of us can do the revolution of equality and women's voice from where you are, one girl at a time.
That was the premise of the book, to bring out these stories, because I wanted role models for young women. It was in 2016, I was actually having lunch with Orna, and we were working in an organization that was run by men. And there were no role models, absolutely no role models. And I actually grew up with role models. I saw my sister play cricket. I went to one of the best schools in India for engineering. It's really hard to get into that school, but I went to an all-girls school and I saw women going to those schools, and so I thought it was possible. And that was what drove me all through my life, because I felt like when I saw somebody doing that, I felt like, oh, that's possible, I can do it. But I didn't feel it was possible for me when I got into the industry. I didn't feel that at all. But I also looked at successful women, like there were women who were doing things. There were these ordinary women doing extraordinary things.
I was sitting in a meeting, and in the meeting, there were all senior directors and VPs, and I was there, and we were talking about the next major roles of leadership in the business unit all around releases. And names were thrown out, and there were no women's names put in the ring.
And with this rate of change, we're not going to see equality of men and women at the top until 2085. My daughter's 5, and she won't see this until she's 70, and I didn't want that for her, and I wanted that now. And if you have a daughter, if you have a wife, if you have a sister, you want that for them.
I had a teacher, and you talk about the network and the people that are around you, the people that rise you up or see something that's amazing about you. My teacher saw something about me and said, you know what, I think you should try a programming class, and this was in high school. Anybody know Pascal programming? You know, it's the latest technology. Yeah, I guess I pretty much see a couple hands, and I know pretty much the age demographic it is. But I tried it. But then as soon as I went into the classroom, guess what? I was the only girl, right? And then you feel like you don't belong. It's not that anyone's trying to do it. It's just the environment that you're in. And it starts to make you doubt yourself. It starts to make you question yourself. It starts to make you think, do I belong, and is this right for me?
I am an MBA student, and I'm graduating in about 8 weeks, and I'm looking for a job actively. So to be able to be in the depths of the job search and then also see this panel of successful women in tech who have been able to kind of rise above the ranks and above the stereotypes and the imposter syndrome was so inspirational.
It was incredible to see how full the room was, and people kept coming. That was great, just to have it in this wonderful facility and in the university. What I did notice is people are here to study, and they're making the jump to the corporate world, and they're trying to get guidance. So the more we give them these nuggets of information, of knowledge, and of assurance that they can actually succeed, I think the better. And this was one of those opportunities. So we exchanged, I don't know how many emails I'm going to get, but it will be major connection on LinkedIn, but that was one of our messages around networking. So this was so appropriate, and it was really fun. Thank you for hosting.
The discussion was fantastic. I'm so honored to be here and having Santa Clara University invite me. It's always such a pleasure to be with the women who are in the book, like actually be on a panel talking about their personal stories, talking about my personal stories. And what was interesting is I was kind of watching the audience. There are a lot of people who resonated with a lot of what we were saying. And the folks that actually came over and talked to us after the discussion was done, the panel was done, they were just inspired. They wanted more. They wanted, they wanted to meet me for coffee and mentor them, talk to them, and it was very interesting.
What was amazing about the event is it was all the students there. They are just on the cusp of just getting out into starting their careers, and they have so many questions. And we've been through that journey, and we've navigated that journey. So it's about a moment to share our stories, the good times, the bad times, the times we failed, the times we succeeded, and how they can learn from that. And so they can just get out there and head where they want to go. A great event, enjoyed meeting with them. I have a lot of connections now on LinkedIn. They all wanted to connect. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of mentoring conversations, a lot of lunches, and I'm looking forward to helping them. I encourage you to pay it forward, and I think we all have a moral obligation to continue that. If you see someone that's falling, you got to bring them back up. It's not just about you, it's about everybody, it's about the community.